Hi guys, welcome back. And I've actually forgotten which video we're on, but we're here still in the Philippines and we're cracking on with these quick succession videos to get the message out there, get the love out there, and to try and help as many people as we can in the shortest possible time, due to the fact that I learned earlier this morning that another veteran had taken his life, and I'm sure across the world there's several other people taking their lives just because life may be getting a little bit too technical or a little bit more piece of a struggle at the moment. So the quicker we can get the message out there, it's not about building this huge business. Building a business takes you years. There's not such a thing as an overnight success. There's 15 years to build an overnight success. It's about just maybe stepping back and looking at your life with a set of fresh eyes, and maybe from a different angle, maybe from above. Okay, just looking at what you're currently doing. Now I want to just speak quickly about jobs, okay? And again, this is just the way I look at it, and I've stepped back and I've looked at it, and there's a fundamental problem going on out there at the moment, right? One of the things I hear a lot about is, oh, I'd love to do that, but it doesn't pay much, or that's a shit job, or that doesn't pay any good money. A job's a job, okay? Now, a job's created by a guy or a female, or somebody that got off their ass one day, created a business, okay, and presented opportunities for people to come and work with them and show their talents, and in return, they will pay them a wage to what they believe the job is worth. So the positional job is just such. It will always be there. Now, whether you're in that position, whether you're doing that work, it depends on you. And we're going to speak about that now. Okay. So there's three component parts to this new way of looking at it. Okay. So a job is what somebody's created. It's a position. It will always be there. Okay. The work piece is what you say you are going to do on your application, your covering letter, and showing your competencies on paper to be able to get you through the door, get an interview. Successful completion of that interview, you get told that you can have the position. Okay, this is where you enter the stage. Okay, because you've made a contractual agreement. Okay, in your CV, whether you've told a few fake lies, and there's a lot of them out there, whether you've maybe had a slight spin on the story during your interview, whatever it is, you've arrived. Okay, whatever your job is, whatever your position is, you are there. You've got your start date, you turn up, okay? You're on the stage, because this is where you have to work, okay? Work. So can you see the fundamental difference between job and work? Okay, now people get this so wrong. People actually believe that they've arrived in the company, the hard piece is actually over, okay? And they don't do what they said they would do during the process of acquiring that position, okay? And then people turn around, and you see this on social media and Facebook groups. Oh, I've been let go, I've got redundancy, the company's downsizing. Well, you always run the risk of being let go and having to go and find another position to be able to earn your money or whatever. But here's the critical thing. If you're doing the minimal work, or if you're going in and say, for example, let's pick on an industry, the security sector, and you're on the night shift watching the CCTV cameras, but you've already identified that between the hours of 3 and 4, okay, you might be able to get your head down, might be able to get 40 winks, bit of a snooze or whatever, you're going to get caught out. You are going to get caught out, and then you're going to lose your job, right? You're going to get disciplined. No matter what happens under employment law or whatever, doesn't matter how long that company decides that you're going, you are going, all right, in a roundabout way. And you can piss about, scream, pull hair, scream, scratch, whatever you want to do, get the best lawyers in the land. But the end state is, if it turns out well, you'll get a payoff and you'll go in, but you'll lose your job and you'll be on the magic roundabout again, trying to find yourself something else. Because when you get into work, you then need to create your worth, right? Now, the component part that people miss out is actually doing and going above and beyond what is expected of them. Now, I've heard it time and time again when I used to employ people, right? They will not do past it. I only get paid till 5 o'clock. Good, right? But let me give you some advice. If you're only just going to be doing the bare minimum, you're coming in slightly late, you're hanging around the coffee machine, you're sitting there looking at Facebook, you're doing your nails, and the females doing the nails. If you're doing stuff, you're chatting to people, and eventually it's 1 hour past the time that you're contracted to start work. So you start at 9, but you finally sit down at your desk, or you finally start the engine up, or you finally do whatever you do, 1 hour later, because you've had a smoke break, because you've done this, you've been drinking 3 cups of coffee or whatever, then you run the risk of somebody replacing you, okay? Because if you're not doing the bloody work, there's somebody out there behind you that's going to come in and do the work. There's somebody out there, when you walk out that door at 5, is willing to stay to 7. And they probably won't get paid any extra money, but they're willing to do that. And that same person is showing their worth because they've got a vision, they understand the company, they're involved, they're wrapped inside the fabric of that company, and they know that they want to move from a general worker, supervisor, all the way up the thing to management, and they're willing to put in the hours and time and effort now. Now, they might have just joined that company. You might be senior in that company to give you no rights whatsoever to you thinking that you're going to get the promotion. The promotion will go to the person that gives the most value and the most worth, okay, and is created and established themselves is an absolute force to be reckoned with, okay, and they're not brown-nosing the boss. You don't need to brown-nose the boss, all right? You just need to be doing stuff, all right? You just need to be showing your willingness, okay? And this is what's catching people out. So remember that. Go and work it out now. Jobs, work, worth, okay? You can add other bits to it. You can pull it apart. You can do whatever you want, but there is a difference. And when people are running around going, oh, have you got any work? No. Have you got a job? Yes, I've got a job. Okay, this might be little pissing about semantics, all right? But people are getting it so wrong. Your piece, your bit you bring to the party is the work and the worth. That job will always be there, all right? The position will always be there. How many bums are on that seat, different bums on that seat in different time frames, is entirely down to you. And I recommend that when you get into any job, or you go in tomorrow and you make a change, okay? If you've been bluffing it, there's a lot of bluffers out there, right? There's a lot of people doing the minimum. There's a lot of people just showing up and the work doesn't get done. You know who you are, because the bosses know who you are. They're just biding the time and waiting for you. Don't put yourself in that position. Okay, we'll end it there. Something to think about. Peace and love. I've been Al Grant, undisclosed location in the Philippines, and I'll speak to you in the next video.